Hey, everybody, welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss it over some like lemon and ginger tea. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, Carl.
Well, thank you. I was like waiting for some like really weird introduction and then you just went so normal. I'm kind of shook.
Yeah, well, normally I kind of run into this with some wildly planned intro, but today's episode was supposed to be presented in Kaylee Cuoco vision, but...
Yes, unfortunately, Amazon wants $14.
Yeah, for a movie I'm never going to watch again.
You can't even rent the movie. That's what pissed me off. What the fuck, Amazon?
What's it called? What was it called again?
Unbreakable, the Drew Peterson story.
Is it Unbreakable?
Or some...
Undateable?
I think it was Unbreakable.
It's something. There's a prefix of the UN. I don't remember exactly what it is, but we're probably wildly wrong, because for some reason Unbreakable reminds me of a Bruce Willis movie.
I love that you thought, oh, it's Untouchable. No, wait.
Oh, yeah.
No. Hold on.
No, you're right.
Oh, yeah, Untouchable. Yeah, I'm just, like, there's, like, episodes of TV shows about Drew Peterson, and then there's, like, the Lifetime movie we were going to do, because Kaylee Cuoco was in it.
Yeah, our girl. Instead, we're going to be presented to you in Jennifer Grayscale. Yeah.
Yes.
We're doing another made-for-TV movie instead. This one was made for ABC, premiered in 1998, January 4th, 1998. It also stars your boy, Rob Lowe. Whoa, who knew?
What? Rob Lowe? What?
Which, coincidentally, he might have also been in Untouchable, the Drew Peterson story.
We'll never know now, will we?
We won't know until Murder Mayhem May, when we try to revisit it. Maybe it'll be available. So, as I said, this movie premiered on ABC Sunday night, January 4th, 1998. We weren't prepared for it. We kind of came up with it last minute.
Okay, so, like... Somehow we each found a movie starring Jennifer Grey and Rob Lowe.
Coincidentally?
We did. We're just started searching for something, and Patrick suggests this, and I'm like, but there's this movie called If the Shoe Fits from 1990, which is like a direct-to-video type thing.
And it also had Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey in it too, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, the funny thing about that one is... I watched it a bunch as a kid.
Oh, really?
Probably a dozen times. Like, anytime it aired on, like, WPIX on a Saturday afternoon or something, I got sucked in because it's a modern-day Cinderella.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've never heard of this. I don't even know what it is.
Like, I could tell you Jennifer Grey was in it. I could point out the fairy godmother. You know, I have the image of the shoes she designed.
Wow.
Burned in my mind. I did not realize until last night that Rob Lowe was the romantic lead.
Oh, he was the Prince Charming in it?
Yeah.
Alright, Rob Lowe has the strangest, filmography ever, because...
It is, and I love it.
He wasn't really this big, bankable star. He kind of was in some big things, but for the most part, he just kind of did these smaller roles here and there.
Things, picked up in the mid-90s. Early, because after he got sober is kind of things when he started taking, Wayne's World and Tommy Boy, the Austin Powers stuff. The only other man I think who was working as hard as Rob Lowe was Jason Bateman.
Yeah, the two of them were hustling the streets of Hollywood, trying to get their car payment made, maybe their fancy apartment bills under control. They had a busy schedule, crazy schedule. And then he landed himself the West Wing and stuff like that.
Yeah, the West Wing is kind of when things kind of took a turn, and then he did the West Wing until his character kind of got
phased out,
scooched out of the way. And then, he did Brothers and Sisters for a while. He did some other stuff. He was almost Derek Shepherd on Grey's Anatomy.
Whoa. Which one's Derek Shepherd? I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's not McDreamy, right?
No, it is.
Oh, really? He has a name?
Oh my god.
There's a name to the face and abs?
Yes, what is the actor's name? I have completely forgotten.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yes, okay. I was like, it's Patrick something. I could not...
Ugh.
Right now, all I can think of is his character in Valentine's Day, where he's the cheating guy who's sleeping with Jennifer Gardner, even though he has a wife on the side, and then Ashton Kutcher finds out.
Oh, yeah. I always think of him in, Can't Buy Me Love? Is that the movie with him in it? And he's,
yes,
I don't know, that nerdy teen who becomes cool. overnight. He was a sensation, and his personality changes.
He was also in this really good ABC Family made-for-TV movie with Kimberly Williams
Oh,
Paisley,
I don't even know who that is.
the daughter from Father of the Bride.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. She has a name too. All these
Yeah.
people have names. Sorry.
They have names.
We speak her name. Yes. Before we get into the wild world of Outrage, do you want to get into this wild night of television? This is actually a pretty wild night of television. Not gonna lie.
What was happening on TV this night? Because I'm gonna tell you, I know I didn't watch this.
I think I know what I was watching for the most part, but you ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going all the way back to Sunday, January 4th, 1998. You want to start off with our boys at ABC, our friends over at the Alphabet?
Yeah, what was happening on the Alphabet besides this movie?
Tonight is the world premiere of The Wonderful World of Disney Presents Principal Takes a Holiday. Do you know this?
I know the title.
You ready? You ready for the breakdown?
Yeah.
All right, this stars Zachary Ty Bryan, who you may know as
Oh.
Bradley Taylor from HI, Home Improvement.
Okay.
But hold on, you ready for the hot plot synopsis?
Yeah.
All right, a rowdy senior at a prep school finds himself earning demerits for a prank which puts him at risk for losing a $10,000 graduation day gift from his parents. When an accident befalls the strict headmaster, the crafty teen devises a scheme to expunge the demerits from his file by bringing in his own substitute principal, a free-spirited drifter who encourages the students to cut loose and question authority.
Wow.
I feel like it's like a blank check kind of thing, kind of scenario, like the kids in control. Yeah. Ugh.
It's got Zachary Ty Bryan, Kevin Nealon, and Bill Nye, the science guy. And why is this not on Disney Plus?
Because it's horrible, probably.
That doesn't stop Disney Plus from having, like, Shake It Off or Ant Farm or any of that crap.
That is true. You know what? I feel like Disney kind of went through this weird thing in the 90s where they just had, like, rambunctious teens, like, in charge of things, like Blank Check, this movie.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to move on? You ready to see what else is going on this hot night of television? All right. ABC, 9 o'clock. Outrage. Yeah, the movie we're about to do. Hang on, guys. Hang on. This actually did very well in the ratings.
Okay.
Lost to Touched by an Angel and The Simpsons. So it did okay. You ready for CBS? You ready for a hot night at CBS?
Yeah, what's happening at CBS?
All right, 7 o'clock. Sunday night. Only mean one thing, right? Yeah, girl. 60 minutes. And then I kind of teased it a minute ago. Touched by an Angel. Which was, like, I don't know, the hottest show.
Yeah, like that show, whoo, I was surprised it went on as long as it did.
Me too. It's on Amazon Prime. I thought about, like, watching some episodes just to see, like, how it holds up. Or if it ever held up.
Yeah.
All right. Following Touched by an Angel, you ready to go to the movies? You ready for a Sunday night movie?
Yeah, what's CBS showing?
All right, this one is fucking wild. Tonight, starring Olympia Dukakis and Andy Griffith. Scatterin' Dad.
Wow.
Can you just take a guess what this might be about? Like, is this like a drama? Or is this supernatural? Like, what? What do you think?
This is a drama about people, a family, having to scatter their father's ashes, and I'm guessing there's siblings that don't agree about where it should be done, and...
You're sort of close. You're on the right path. So it's a family drama, but it also has supernatural elements. So it's about an agoraphobic woman who hasn't left her house in 20 years. She finds herself to reconsider her isolation after she gets a visit from the spirit of her dead husband. He reminds her, actually I think it's supposed to say father, but they wrote husband. He reminds her of a promise she made to scatter his ashes at Cathedral Rocks, a remote spot hidden in the New Mexico desert. And when her, actually, maybe it was her husband, because when her bickering daughters refuse to help, the ailing widow sets aside her phobia and takes off to fling the ashes. So, I don't know. I wasn't ready for that, right? Were you?
No, I was not.
All right. You want to head on over to Fox, see what's going on?
Yeah, what's happening on Fox?
All right. Tonight, things kick off at 7 o'clock with The World's Funniest. You know, people get hit in the nuts by, I don't know, baseballs or something. Someone falls off a ladder hilariously.
Okay.
But they're okay, I think. Then following The World's Funniest, we get a half hour of The Simpsons.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And then following The Simpsons is the series premiere of a show that was only on for 5 weeks. Do you remember a show called Ask Harriet?
No, not at all.
The premise of the series revolves around a sexist sports journalist played by Anthony Tyler Quinn. He gets fired from his job, and then he decides to apply for the job of an advice columnist at, I guess, at like the same magazine or something. And he dresses in drag and poses as Sylvia Coco.
No wonder Mr. Turner got written out of Boy Meets World.
Right. This also starred Edward Asner and Julie Benz, who you may know from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel.
Wow.
So Ooga.
As soon as you got to the part about him in drag, I was like, wait. I remember, at the very least, seeing commercials for this.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this. As I said, it only aired for 5 weeks. 13 episodes total were shot. But,
no, I think that's okay.
Wild news. David Cassidy also wrote. David Cassidy wrote and performed the theme song and created the show.
Oh, David Cassidy.
You ready for NBC? You ready for a hot night at NBC?
Yeah, what's happening on NBC?
All right, 7 o'clock. In competition with the world's funniest, we get All-Star TV bloopers.
Okay.
Following that, we get a full hour of Dateline on NBC. Good times, fun times. Things get serious at 9 o'clock. You ready?
Okay.
It's NBC Sunday Night Movie tonight, starring Eric Stoltz in Blackout Effect.
Okay, what's this one about?
All right, this is about a hard-driving investigator for the National Transportation Safety Board. He finds himself investigating a mid-air collision which claimed 185 lives. He then, while reviewing this, he finds unsettling evidence of equipment failures and bureaucratic cover-ups that may vindicate the embattled air traffic controller who is being blamed for the crash. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like this is a response to TWA flight.
Yeah.
You want some WB data? You want to go through the WB real quick?
Yes.
All right. All right. Things kick off at 7 with Nick Freno, licensed teacher. Fun times.
I remember that show.
Yes. Following Tom Arnold in the Tom Arnold, actually just called the Tom Show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I kind of remember it. I think we've talked about it before. Then at 8 o'clock we get The Parenthood, which had Robert Townsend and some other people on it. Mm-hmm. Great show, I think. Then we get the Jamie Foxx show at 8:30. Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Our boy Jamie Foxx and Garrett Morris and other people. And then at 9 o'clock, you ready for 9 o'clock? Any guesses?
Savannah.
No, Unhappily Ever After.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
well, fuck.
Savannah was on Monday nights, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You had your nice, wholesome Seventh Heaven, and then you went to Savannah.
Yeah, it was like sexy drama, I don't know, backstabbing, murders, kidnappings, evil twins. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Savannah.
I don't think we got evil twins on Savannah.
Yeah, probably not. But we got Jamie Lunar.
We got, the redhead turned out to be the blonde's half-sister because the mom was sleeping with the dad while she was working as a maid. So the redhead was always, trying to, take stuff away from the blonde because she was like, I'm the illegitimate daughter. And the blonde's like, yeah, well, you're not recognized in the will, so fuck off.
Jamie Lunar, Robin Lively, Shannon Sturgis. They're all great. And George Eads from CSI was in it, too. Yeah, great times.
Okay.
All right. And we got one more show. on WB. You ready? You ready to discuss it? I think we've talked about this before. This starred Amy Yazbek and Carol Leifer. All Right Already.
Okay.
It was a sitcom. Don't really remember too much about it. These WB shows are kind of like a blur to me, to be honest with you.
They are. I feel out of the ones that were on this night, the only one I actually watched was Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher.
Yeah, I think I've seen that a few times, and I definitely have seen the Jamie Foxx show, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about it. Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 out of 5 scattered ashes in a remote desert in New Mexico, how many scattered ashes in a remote desert in New Mexico would you rate this night of television?
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kind of night. I mean, I'm sure there's fun movies on, but
here's the thing. You get your couple strongholds of 60 Minutes and The Simpsons.
Touched by an Angel for the rest of America.
But a Hallmark Hall of Fame type movie on CBS. Probably wasn't even a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie, but it was that genre of here, we're gonna make you cry.
You know what? You just saw a heartwarming episode of Touched by an Angel. You want to cry some more?
Then you get 2 thrillers like on NBC and ABC.
Yeah, I feel like the normal football season just ended. We're like raring up for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of that lull. We're in like a doldrum, the January doldrums.
Hmm.
We get a couple of mid-season replacements and just some movies that they, NBC and ABC, NBC just had on ice for a while. They're like, oh, like I guess we'll just throw it out now. See what's up. See
Yeah.
what's going on.
Like, there's nothing. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, I probably turned the TV off after The Simpsons.
Yeah. I missed the X-Files. The X-Files was at 9. I'm sorry. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I still turned the TV off after The Simpsons. Like, okay, the TV probably wasn't off, but I probably went to cable.
It's 1998. You're probably making your Sunset Beach Terror Island website right now.
Yeah, I'm working on like General Hospital Teens website or whatever it was I was doing back then.
Yeah, you're crushed that Mark Wolper on Sunset Beach just died about a month ago, and now you're trying to
save our DJ.
Try to move on, try to maybe like start a petition to get him back on the show because you feel he was wrongly evicted from the show.
I tried that when it happened, babe. Not a month later.
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? All right, you're GH teens. You're into your GH teens.
Yeah.
Writing about Amber and Emily. I think they're the same person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to visit the inner city life of Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey, a married couple expecting a child, but then they get wrapped up in some weird, like, stalker type situation?
It's beyond wild. Okay.
All right. I'll let you start off. I'll let you kind of like kick things off.
Okay.
Like how we roll into this. And by the way, if you want to watch this, it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it right now if you want.
Yes. So it starts off, the music's like hot and sexy. Quick cut scenes of a inner city, not even an inner city, a city. Like it sounds like it gave me, you know what it gave me vibes of? Silk stockings.
Yes. It has this weird, it's kind of like the blurry camera, and you see like the lights, like the car lights and the stop lights and the city lights. And they just do these like extreme close-ups of like people's feet when they're walking down the street.
And then like you get like the sexy music. You get Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey in their car. They're talking about going to, like, they seem like just like a nice normal little couple.
Yeah.
But then the camera cuts to the gun in the car, and you're like, oh shit, something's gonna go down.
Yeah, it's under the seat. Yeah, because they're like going to dinner. They're going to dinner with like their friends. I guess they're arguing about their future. I guess Rob, what's Rob Lowe's character's name? Tom Casey. That's his name.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom Casey. So he kind of like works for himself. He's like a traveling salesman. He's like sells insurance or annuities or something.
Yeah, he sells like life insurance policies,
stuff like that. Works for himself for the most part.
Yeah, he works for himself. Like he can basically sell like, I don't know how this stuff works. What do I know? But, he can sell policies, but he doesn't have to, like, meet a quota set by somebody else. Like, the way I see it is he's, like, an independent contractor for some insurance company.
Yeah. Those, like, you always see them, I don't know, like, on, like, job posting sites. It's, like, mostly for college kids. It's, like, sell life insurance this summer. Make your own hours.
Yeah. It's that total kind of thing.
You need a reliable transportation and, I don't know, a cell phone. I think those are the requirements. A computer now, but I don't know what it was like in 1998.
But, yeah, But he has, like, an agent number. He's, like, 273 or whatever. When he calls and he's like, oh, yeah, those people are on vacation.
His wife, played by Jennifer Grey. Sally, yeah. Sally wants Tom to have, like, an actual job with health insurance and benefits and vacation time and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like a normal salary. There's, like a friend. I don't even, like, know what he is, to be honest with you.
I think he's, like, Tom's best friend. They probably started doing the insurance thing together, like, one summer in college, and, they just kept doing it. But this guy, like, actually works at, like, an insurance firm now, and he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna take tests, you're gonna do this, you're gonna get hired, you're gonna get the insurance, you'll have better hours, you won't have to do this and this and this. And Rob Lowe's, he's like, I don't know,
you don't have to drive all the way to Long Island, like on the edge of Long Island for appointments.
It's not even, you're on the wrong coast. But yeah,
I don't even know where did this take place. I don't even know.
I don't think it really matters where it takes place. It's just a big city.
I just assumed it was New York City for some reason.
I felt like it was like California. Felt like it was LA.
Really?
Yes.
It just like was very dark.
Because there's a lot of people driving around. It's because they're driving around.
Okay, it's very like a dingy, dark city. I didn't get like LA vibes. I got like maybe maybe it could be like Northern California, maybe like Sacramento or something. I don't even know what it's like up there, to be honest with you.
I think everything is so just nondescript. It's a big city, but they have a theater. They have theater productions.
Bustling theater community.
But in New York, these little prep school fuckers would not have been breaking into cars in New York City. They'd be like stealing shit out of people's pockets on the L train or whatever, you know?
I feel like rich prep New York kids would be into like bigger, more long cons, like I don't know, like pyramid schemes type things. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of what the kids on Gossip Girl get into.
I don't know. But all I know is there's like I'm just looking at like the way this is set up, it feels more like a West Coast than an East Coast. Okay. They're little prep school dickwads.
Yeah, the lead one, the main like prep school kid, he reminded me of like a poor man's Skeet Ulrich for some reason.
Oh, you know who he reminded me of? Joe Millionaire.
Oh yeah, he did kind of have Joe Millionaire vibes.
Like he's got the same like facial structure, same kind of like smirk, similar haircut to what Joe Millionaire had back in the day when he was like flirting with Zara or whatever her name was.
All right, hold on. I just looked this actor up.
It's not Joe Millionaire.
I was just checking. I just wanted to make sure. Eric Michael Cole.
Oh, you don't think my ass checked that out right away?
He actually has a decent filmography. Like, he still does stuff. This guy.
Yeah.
He was just in a movie in 2019. Actually, it says it's still filming on Wikipedia called Black Antenna.
I mean, I would hope it's done by now.
He was in White Squall, Mr. Holland's Opus. He did a voice on Batman Beyond. He's in episodes of Sons of Anarchy, Law and Order, The Cape on NBC. What a guy. Yeah, he was just, like, they found him at, like, the angsty 90s teen actor workshop.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh my god. These kids are awful.
I could see him, like, 2 years or whatever, how many years prior, he auditioned for the role of, Billy Loomis on Scream. I could, like, totally see him auditioning for that for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure he did. Like, seriously, if this had been, like, a decade later, he would have been Chuck Bass on Gossip Girl.
Oh, for sure. He had that look, too. He had that, like, smoldering look.
Okay, so, there's these three prep school boys. Jeffrey, the one who looks like Joe Millionaire that we're talking about, and then his two little buddies, Mark and Fats.
Who, they're just like your typical, like, goons, basically. That's like the best way to...
Yeah, you're just typical prep school assholes.
These two don't really get that much character development compared to the main guy, Jeffrey.
Like, you can tell they're like his little followers.
Yeah.
Like, Jeffrey's the queen bee.
They're like the mean girls. He's the Regina George of this group.
If Regina George was out stealing car radios.
Yes. All right, yeah, so they're out on like a hot night.
And breaking into cars and stealing like people's identity information and shit.
Yeah, so their thing is I guess they must have had some, like, school assignment or something. They had to go see Hamlet, like, at, like, somewhere in town.
Yeah, they had to go see some Shakespeare play because, yeah.
They probably had to write about it in class the next day or something, but...
Yeah, probably.
They get out, and Jeffrey calls his mom, who's, like, a family attorney. Like, she's the big attorney in town.
Yeah, she's, like, some hotshot attorney.
Yeah, she's got her picture on the park bench.
Oh, dude, she's not even on the park bench. She's so good, you don't need her on the park bench.
Oh, she's not on the bus, like the side of the bus.
No, dude, she's not even on the bus. She's like a fucking high-class attorney. She's not some ambulance chaser.
Oh. No,
she's a high-class, enabling bitch of a mother.
She has that, like, I feel like she started off that way because she kind of has that mentality, kind of, like, especially when she's at, kind of jumping ahead a little bit, when she's at, like, the police department later on.
Yeah, no, she's
kind of acting like an ambulance chaser.
No, she's the ambulance chase for like the rich and powerful.
Oh yeah, that's
so she's like in those circles. She's got the money, but she's probably like the sketchy lawyer who's gonna be like, these are your loopholes. This is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, she's got that like that late 90s, early 2000s like villainous look
Yes.
where like her hair's slicked back, it's blonde and like greased back, almost like Sharon Stone on the Catwoman movie.
Yeah.
Uh, and so the boys are out on the town. They just finished watching the play. They find a payphone. Jeffrey calls up his mom. She's like in the middle of like a deposition or something. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, she's in the middle of something. This is a woman who probably sees her son for a total of 15 minutes a week.
If even that. Like,
And that's like in passing, and maybe like most days, like, hey, hi. And then like the rest of the time, like maybe they spend like 10 minutes together on Sunday.
yeah, they probably wake up at the same time in the morning. He gets ready for school. She gets ready for work. And they pass in the kitchen. I don't know. I feel like the son like actually gives the mom food. Like the son's making food for the mom. I feel like it's like that kind of scenario for some reason.
Oh no, they probably have a cook.
Okay.
There's probably like a housekeeper, somebody who does all this. Like, let's be real.
Okay. And she's single, I'm assuming? Like the dad's not in the picture?
Yeah, I'm thinking the dad's not around. That's probably why he's so troubled.
You know what? He probably like it was like 5 years into this marriage and he's like, I'm out. I'm fucking tapped out, and he left. He ran off with the original maid.
Yeah.
Devious maid. Yeah, so Jeffrey checks in with mom and he's like, oh, we're gonna go over like Mark's house and play video games or something. And she's like, all right, I'll see you at 11. Like on a school night?
I'll be home at 11.
You're like, what?
So it's like, cool, I got curfew is 10:55.
They then like just run around, they go into parking garages, they have some like weird contraption that can like undo car alarms, which I don't even know if that's like a real thing or not.
All I know is that it was so big and clunky, it was like something they built from Radio Shack parts.
Yeah, it looks like they took a remote control car remote and then just put some like I don't know, yeah, as you said, pieces from Radio Shack, just some lights and stuff. And they go up to a car, they like pull out the antenna and they hit the button. And then all of a sudden the car alarm shuts off and they go in and they have like, I guess it's like short term because they have like one of the guys has a watch and he's like, all right, 30 seconds, 35 seconds. So
No, I think okay, so Jeffrey is a cocky piece of shit.
okay.
And he wants to get these stereos in and out as quickly as possible.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that.
So he's like, I can do it in 30 seconds. Time me. He's that fucking piece of shit. Oh my god, I hate this kid so much. I hate him so.
So they're just like going around this parking garage. They must lift like stereos out of like 4 or 5 cars, and then
Yeah.
we see Tom and Sally. They're coming out of their dinner. They're like talking about the night and the job and all this stuff, and like they kind of get in like a little like mini argument in the car, and then I guess like parking in their neighborhood's like tough. So he like drops her off at the door.
Because like the garage costs like $350-$400 a month
Yes.
to park. And there's like no apartment attached to their complex because it's old, so there's just street parking.
So he has to like drive around. So he drops her off. She goes in, and then so he's like driving around looking for a spot, and he spots the teens
Yeah.
breaking into a car, and he gets out of the car and he like questions them, and
He doesn't even get out of the car. He's still in his car.
No, he gets out. He gets out of the car and he.
Oh, he doesn't get out?
I don't know. There's like a part of we learned that Tom kind of has like a temper.
Yeah.
So he gets kind of like standoffish with the teens, and he's like, you know, if you know what's good, you get out of this neighborhood. And so we learned that Tom, like a couple months prior, someone stole his cassette tape out of the car.
No.
His cassette tape player.
No, these assholes go and steal his cassette tape player out of his car tonight.
Yeah, they do tonight too, but his car got robbed a few months prior, so he was like pissed about it, so that's why he calls the cops. Because like I feel like normally he wouldn't care, but he was burned by the system before.
He called the cops before the kids even like broke into his car. Because he called to report these like what the fuck are prep school kids doing in this neighborhood?
I don't know. And I'm just like...
You know? Like, these little fuckers are in their prep school uniforms. They don't think they're gonna, like, stick out like a sore thumb in this neighborhood?
I don't know.
Like, come on.
Who knows?
But apparently it's, like, not that far from their neighborhood.
Yeah, because they walk home, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So they suspect something's up with Tom, so they, like, just to smite him, they go in, they cut up his car, they rip out like the heat and vents, they cut up the fabric and stuff.
Yeah.
Jeffrey just happens to like reach under the seat and he finds the gun. And that's right when the police pull up right next to the car with their flashlights on in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they get arrested and they get all these charges. They get like breaking and entering, grand larceny, and like a weapons charge. But then, I don't know, the police buy Jeffrey's story that, you know, they found the gun in the car. They're like, okay, like, we believe it because I guess they checked the registration and it's linked to Tom, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have, like, he's concealing the weapons, so like Tom ends up getting in trouble for that.
Because it was loaded, apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he ends up getting in trouble
Yeah.
for that. And the mom is there, Jeffrey's mom's there, and she's like that. She knows the ins and outs of the law, so she kind of like greases the police department's hands a little bit to try to like lessen the charges.
Yeah.
The shittiest part though is like we start to learn a little bit about Jeffrey. So he's like kind of coaching his two bros. He's like, all right, this is what's going to happen. We're just going to like write this off as this is like a one thing, you know, we're lost tonight mentally and we just kind of wanted to, I don't know, cause trouble because we never cause trouble kind of thing. And just make sure you cry at court, you know, get those crocodile tears squirting out.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all first-time offenders. The other two have lesser charges anyways, because Jeffrey's really the one caught in the act.
Which doesn't make sense to me, but whatever.
Well, because Jeffrey's the one, I think, Jeffrey's the one who probably has stuff on him more than the others.
Yeah, the only thing that like didn't really the only thing that kind of like confused me though was they had the little, you know, that little like knife thing that opens up the car doors, the little Jimmy thing.
Yeah.
That
right there shows intent.
That's what I was thinking, and the police didn't confiscate it because it comes up again in like another scene. Like the mother finds it, unless he got another one, but it's like in his backpack when the mother goes through it like later on. And I'm just like, huh? They tried to play this off as this like one and done thing, but they had that, and they had like 5 or 6 car radios and like personal information, unless they would manage to hide it, like the credit card receipts and stuff. And
or these cops just didn't like look as hard as they probably should have.
I'm also gonna throw I feel like the police in this aren't the best detective division in this city.
No, they're really not. Like, okay, so Tom gets these kids busted for stealing from cars, right? And then Tom starts getting like threatening phone calls to his wife, and the cops are like, oh no, it can't be those kids. It can't be them. Like, really, bitch? You think these calls just happened to start? It's totally something separate?
And the fact that Tom's car was robbed once before a few months ago, like
yeah,
I don't know, like why couldn't it be these? Like they barely investigate the kids, and then when the police do, they talk to the mom, and they must know the mom. They must know like the kind of person that she is. Like she's this high class attorney.
Yeah,
like this is her job, getting kids off.
Well, I mean, I think her job is actually to get like grown asshole rich white guys out of there.
Yeah, but like they should know that. They should know like that's her MO. Like she's good at this.
Yeah.
She speaks lawyer speak. She knows the ins and outs of the law. The only thing that goes against Tom is he ends up threatening one of the kids, and then he ends up visiting the mom at work or something, and like kind of threatens her there.
Here's the thing. He is a man with a temper, but I feel like this is something that's been brought on with years of crime growing in his city. Nobody doing anything seemingly to stop it. And like he's been a victim multiple times.
So like he's been wronged.
Yeah, he's been kind of just like the system has just shat on him.
I feel like constantly. This is like Batman Begins right here. This is like an origin story.
And that, like, you know, he's trying to protect his wife, but these fucking kids are calling and harassing her and all kinds of shit. And it's like, investigate them. Like, come on now. Like, who else? Like, there's nobody else we can think of who could be doing this. So freaking look into it at the very least. And they're like, oh, no. The kids, they're cool. And it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, because I think Tom does go to the police and they just tell him to change his phone number and change the locks.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, that costs money. He's like, I'm already like
Yeah.
down on my luck as it is. I got to pay for all these car repairs. They fucked up my car. Like, why did the kids have to pay for the car repair?
And my car insurance won't cover it because of the fender bender I was in, and they wanted to raise my rates like even higher.
The system in this city sucks. Whatever city this is.
Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of decides he wants to take matter to his own hands, but his wife's like, no, like it's fine, like just forget about it. But she keeps getting phone calls. It's like a computerized like scream voice. Time tracers, like, this is the time tracers. Do you want to save time?
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to get to the laundromat? We're watching you. Kind of. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand what their thing was, but
I don't know.
one day Sally's at home. She's like, I don't know, like reorganizing the closet or something. And there's a knock at the door.
Yeah, it's like after they've gone to like the police department, they're like, change the locks. And I guess here's the thing. The thing about Tom is he's not going to call just like the first locksmith in the yellow pages. This is a guy who's going to get like a competitive price. Or he's going to go down to the fucking Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, whatever, Harry's Hardware, and do it his fucking self.
Yeah, I feel like he knows how to do it for some reason. It can't be that hard.
Like, if this fucking piece of trash kid can do it, Tom can do it. Hell, I could go change a lock if I had to.
Jeffrey shows up at the house dressed like the Unabomber. He's like got the hat on, the sunglasses.
So sketchy. I would have just been like, kid, you gotta come back later.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm here to change the locks. And Sally's like, oh, I didn't know Tom called the locksmith. He said he wasn't going to.
Like, she's a little sketchy, but I think her own fear takes over, and that's why she lets him.
She's really, like, cautious of him, like, because she keeps, like, looking over her shoulder, and, like, she's watching him work, and he's, like, being really creepy about it. So then, all of a sudden, Tom shows up, because I guess they're going somewhere. They're going to, like, their sister's, or her sister's house or something. I don't know where the fuck they're going. Her brother's house, somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's her brother.
He toots the horn out front. Like, how she can hear it in this giant apartment complex, I don't know. She hears it, and she just, like, leaves him there. She leaves Jeffrey there to, like...
No. He has changed the lock. He's given her the new key. She thinks he's gone. But he's, like, hanging out in the hallways.
Okay.
Waiting for her to go so he can go fuck with the lock again. Because he's got a copy of the key to get in.
Yeah, he changes the lock again, so when they come home, they can't even get in the house.
And then Tom's like, fuck, now I gotta call a new locksmith.
She's like, what? What do you mean the lock changed? She's like, yeah, you called the locksmith. He came today. And he's like, I never called the locksmith. You feel like that would have been, like, right there. Now let's go to the police.
Like a red fucking flag.
Yeah, but no, like nothing. They still don't believe that these kids are doing this. They still think it's all in Tom's head. Like, yeah, it's in his head that his fucking locks changed.
That some young ass locksmith showed up, changed the locks. Then when we got back, the lock didn't work. Like, come on! Like, the fact that nobody believes him, like, it was really frustrating to me watching this. Like, I felt so bad for this man. I was so angry.
And then now all of us, hold on. Tom has a weapons charge brought against him, so he's going to serve 15 days in jail.
Yes.
He's got to go to jail for 15 days.
Yeah, he's got to go to jail for 15 days. So while he's in prison...
His wife leaves town.
The wife goes to her brother's house. And so they're gone for like 2 fucking weeks. These piece of shit, asshole prep school boys break into the apartment, trash it.
Vandalize
it. Trash it.
Put a dead pig in the house.
Trash the baby crib.
Oh. Put a dead pig in the house. They spray paint on the walls. They tear things up. Tom gets out of jail.
There's half-eaten pizzas. It's trashed.
Tom gets out of jail. He goes to the police again, and he's like, it's these kids. I know it's these kids. And they're like, why would these kids do this? They go and investigate. The police go to the, they do go to the house. They go to Jeffrey's house, and the mom's like, oh, he would never do such a thing. And they're like, okay. And they leave.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I wasn't going to say anything, but Tom did come and threaten me.
Like, bitch, hold up. Think about this. This man is so frustrated he fucking came to you and told you your son is a piece of shit. You don't think... The man was in prison for 15 fucking days. It's not like he or his wife had fucking time to do this shit.
There is, like, a little bit of inkling in, the mom's mind. She does go into Jeffrey's room and she looks in his backpack and she finds the little Jimmy thing, and then she finds the tape recorder, which has like that time tracer weird thing, but she doesn't know what it is.
Time tracer, and she's like, "Oh, haha, that's cute." Like, bitch, why fuck does your son need this shit?
Because Tom's been in jail, he's a hardened criminal. He now has connections, so he kind of goes to this like random guy. He like just shows up in this bad, even worse neighborhood.
Yeah.
Knocks on this guy door, and he's like, Marco sent me.
And the dude's like, Marco's locked up, and he's like, where do you think I met him?
Yeah, it's great. He buys a gun off this guy, and he just wants it for protection. However, this is when the three kids decide they're going to do like one last prank against Tom, which is kidnap his wife, which that's a prank.
Yeah.
So I don't know, she's like getting ready to go to the store or something, and they like literally just jump out, throw a trash bag over her face.
I think she's just trying to clean up the fucking house.
Oh yeah, she's taking a bag of trash outside. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They throw like a jacket over her face, and they like tie her up in the basement. They scotch tape her. They fucking tie her hands together.
They duct tape her. They don't scotch tape. They duck it.
Oh yeah, they duck it. They lock her in a closet in the basement, like this weird basement locker area.
It's like a storage area. Like, you know, everybody gets like their one little storage closet that's like 4 by 6 feet or something, you know?
And then all of a sudden, Tom comes home and he gets these, he starts getting these calls, leaving this little like scavenger hunt like all around town, trying to find clues to like his wife's whereabouts. That's when he fucking decides he's gonna show up at the house. He shows up at the house like to threaten the kid and the mom, and then like the police are there. Like the police are like scoping the place out for some reason. I don't know why. They're scoping out the parents' house.
Yeah.
And they come in. They try to arrest Tom, but Tom like escapes, and he like breaks into the well, he doesn't break into the basement because he lives there, but he like goes into the basement.
No. Okay, so he goes to confront the kid because the kids led them on like a chase, and it like just ended. Like there was no other clue kind of thing. So he goes to the kid and he's like, where's my wife? Where did you put her? And the mom's like, what are you talking about? He's my perfect little angel. I'm like, fuck you, cunt.
And then that's the police are like, they just break in. Like they come in, bang down the doors. They bust in.
Yeah.
Jeffrey says something like, oh, like maybe she's at home all along.
Well, Jeffrey leans in close and he's like, maybe she never left the building. Because he's taunting Tom. I think that's like finally when the mom's like, hold up, what the fuck?
The police actually are escorting Tom back out to the car, but they never put him in handcuffs, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
well, that comes up. They're like, why did you put him in handcuffs?
And when they're outside, they're in front of the apartment building or whatever, wherever they live. There's like a lot of distractions. So like Tom just kind of like takes off and he like hides in crowds of people, and the police can't find him.
Yeah.
And he goes back to the apartment. And he's like looking through. He goes in the basement. He's like tearing down.
Like he breaks down he starts with his storage door, I think, and he just keeps breaking down every single storage door until he finds her. And then like this fucking little kid just keeps saying these weird little things that kind of get an eyebrow raise, but like just alone it's not too weird. But then you're like, wait, bitch, how the fuck do you know this? Like, he makes a comment about there being a back entrance to Tom's building.
Yeah, all right, so hold on. The SWAT team show up. Yeah, the SWAT team end up showing up because Tom's in the house. Like, the guy that's, like, leading the charge, the detective, goes to Tom. I mean, not to Tom. He goes to Jeffrey. He's like, hey, you seem to know the schematics of this area. Can you, like, tell me about, like, all the entryways to this building? And
no, he doesn't even ask that. And Jeffrey just like gives it. He's like, "Hey, there's the back entrance."
Oh,
and then he's like, "A lot of these old buildings have that kind of thing."
Yeah, it is a little weird. So then, so Tom finds the wife, and she's in shock.
She's wrapped up in duct tape, and he's like carrying her out. And Jeffrey comes up and he puts his jacket behind her head
as like a pillow.
Yeah, and then like he says something to Tom, and Tom's like, "That's it." Whips out the gun. He's like, "You and me, kid. We're done."
Yeah, he takes him back inside in like the hallway.
Yeah, it's like this hostage situation.
Jeffrey's like, it doesn't matter what I say because they won't believe you, kind of thing. And so they're like getting ready to take the wife to the hospital, and is it the cop or is it the mom? I think it's the mom, right?
The wife has a piece of
fabric
of Jeffrey's of fabric from his coat in her hand, and the black cop finds it. Meanwhile, the mom had listened to found the tape recorder, pulled the tape recorder out again, and heard more, and she's like, "Oh shit,
it's him.
My son's a fucking psychopath." And like she's running down to the scene and trying to get it, and the one cop's like, after they take the wife away, he just goes and gets the jacket. He's like, same fabric. He holds it up, and like he shows it to the white cop and the mom, and he's like, "Tom was right this whole time." And the white cop looks so pissed off.
he
so pissed off.
So then the hostage situation escalates. Like now, like Tom's just gonna kill Jeffrey. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. He's like, my wife might be dying. Like the baby might be dying. Like I don't know. Like who cares? Like something ends up happening, and the police and the mother kind of intervene.
The black cop basically talks him out.
Yeah, and then the mother like confirms everything. Like I found the tape. She plays the tape. So then like Tom puts the gun down. And this is my favorite part. This is the end of the movie. This is my favorite part. He just walks away. He just like literally is like, "Oh, okay. All right, you believe me? All right." And then they don't take him to
Like,
they don't like still take him in for questioning cuz he caused the whole scene. They just let him walk away down the street.
No, hold on. No, before that, Jeffrey tries to attack him again and flies through the glass window of the door.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he's all cut up.
That is like the best. You see this kid, he fucking, like he's lunging for Tom, but Tom moves out of the way, and then the kid flies through the fucking glass door of the window. It's fucking amazing. I'm like, good. Be scarred for life, you little fucker.
But I was just like waiting for this kind of like this little wrap up scene where it's maybe like 6 months later and we kind of like see how everything's turned out. But no, we get nothing.
No.
We don't know what happened. I don't know, because I still feel like even though Jeffrey is guilty, Tom still kind of committed some crimes here too.
Yeah, but I feel like the DA is probably like, guys, we can't press charges against this dude. If it goes to trial, no jury's gonna convict Tom.
Really? Okay.
I think so. Not when they hear about all the psychological bullshit Jeffrey pulled on him.
All the gaslighting.
Plus, he could probably plead temporary insanity.
That is true. But I don't know. I feel like we should have got something at least. Instead, if we just get him walking down the street, they just let him go down the street. Like, all right, see ya.
Well, they're like, hey, we'll take you to see your wife. He's like, I'm not getting in a car with you assholes. He's like, I can walk.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't trust you assholes.
Some other things I want to bring about the movie. The music in this movie is phenomenal.
It's amazing. Like, holy crap.
Oh,
there's one part we forgot. Is that when they're like in this final push, the 3 prep school boys, there's a point where the other 2 back out.
Oh, yeah.
And the only reason they try to back out, and then we find out that one of them has like all the stolen car radios sitting in like boxes in his garage. So these assholes don't even sell them. They just like keep them.
Yeah, what are they doing with them?
Just like, are you guys going to open up your own like auto goods store, stereo store one day? Like with all stolen goods? Like
maybe they just do it for fun.
Like they're all like, we want out. And he like threatens them to stay in on the plot.
And yeah, because he's going to like blackmail them to stay in because he needs them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I feel like he was doing most of this on his own anyway.
Most of it was on his own. They're like, dude, we've gone too far. You know those kids totally turned against him and testified against him.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Like, yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to see, like, a wrap-up. Like, maybe, like, a quick, like, 5 minutes. You know what? They could have cut out something in the middle, and we could have got this. We could have got, like, a new wrap-up court scene. Get to see Jeffrey in orange jumpsuit in the courtroom with his feet shackled. See him going to the slammer and having a book with room with Marco or whatever that guy's name was. I don't know. I love it. The music, though. It's like this weird, like, post-grunge kind of late 90s sound.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. And we got a lot of those, like, cutaways. Like, there's one scene we see, like, Jeffrey dancing in his bedroom or something. And it's fucking epic. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's not even, like, commercialized. It's, like, nothing you heard on the radio. I don't know what this was. It was, like, made for this movie.
Little things made for this movie. And it's intense. Like, the music really, like, amped up the energy on this movie. There were times where I was like, oh my god. Like, I was sitting here like, what the hell am I watching? What is happening? This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
And I watched this before bed, too.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like a overwhelming movie to watch before you go to sleep. But
I had to go watch the other Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey movie before I went to bed.
Oh, to calm down, like to relax you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just kind of like this must have been like TV MA 14 whatever TV MA mature audiences because it is a little boundary pushing at points. Like I was like,
yeah,
because I was thinking like I knew it was a TV movie, but I was like, was it on cable or was it on like a network?
Yeah,
television. I couldn't tell because it definitely gets a little dicey at certain points. And
it certainly does.
And there's a point though where Jeffrey will call he keeps calling Tom an oinker.
Like, there's this. Okay, I can only believe that the whole pig thing is to tie in with the Manson murders and Sharon Tate because Sally's pregnant.
Oh yeah. I was trying to pick up on that. That was a little odd. That was a little awkward.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's his obsession with pigs and calling them oinkers and saying oink? I think like they call up Tom at one point and they all just start oinking on the
Yeah.
on the phone. I'm like, was it because they were like he went to the cops? That's like what I was kind of thinking.
Probably something in there, yeah.
I don't know. It was really hard to comprehend this movie late at night when I was on the verge of falling asleep.
I mean, it is based on a TV movie that was made in 1973, also called Outrage.
Yes, I meant to bring that up. Yeah, so it's a remake, which this movie sometime airs on Turner Classic Movies, as they renamed it One Angry Man.
Okay.
Just want to point that out. But it's a similar story.
Oh, the film was originally titled One Angry Man.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, shitty prep school rebellions. How many shitty prep school rebellions would you rate this made-for-TV movie, Outrage, starring Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a perfect movie, but it's above average.
There's room. There was definitely room for improvement.
Yeah,
and some clarification on some stuff. It hit most of the beats you want it to hit in a made-for-TV movie.
It does. I was a little underwhelmed by Jennifer Grey. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, I was kind of confused, like what Sally did with the majority of her time.
I'm guessing I got like school teacher vibes from her, but she definitely was a stay-at-home, soon-to-be mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't a good performance by Jennifer Grey. They could have got a better actress. I don't know.
No.
I feel like maybe like someone from Melrose Place, maybe like Laura Lighton could have been in this. Maybe been a better wife. I don't know. Somebody.
Well, I think here's the thing. You have to think this was definitely a Rob Lowe starring role. The wife is like a third thought, really.
That is true. You know what? She's not really in it that much, and
she's not.
It's most of her just reacting to everything that's going on, because like there's times where she's just kind of like fed up with him, and
yeah.
But there's definitely something going on, because we kind of like brushed over this, but Sally's brother's an attorney, and at one point she suggests that they use her brother for him to get off the gun rap. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to go back to your brother. Every time I go to your brother, he like always holds something over me and the way your family looks at me. So there's definitely some kind of, I feel like there's something going on with Rob Lowe that we didn't really get to crack.
Yeah, I feel like, he's trying, but like everybody wants him to fit their mold. And he's like, let me do this on my own kind of thing.
Yeah, I see it.
That's what it comes off as. Like, I'm trying to like support my wife. It's not like he doesn't have a job.
No, and I'm guessing he does okay.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the family friends are acting like he's just living off unemployment and knocked up the wife. And how are you going to pay? You know what I mean? That's the way it comes off. The friends and the family are acting.
Yeah, I guess I can see their concerns. I'm guessing that maybe Tom has like better months than others. Maybe like if he gets lands a really good client, gets a good policy brewing, then that's enough money for them. But I bet he goes through like dry spells. He has periods that are like difficult, and
well, yeah, like there's that one time he's like going to meet a potential client and they're out of town and didn't tell him. Like they set the appointment.
Yeah, because he's driving all over the place, like all over the city. Actually, it looked like he was like in a suburb, so he's probably drove like an hour away. The gas. I don't know, oil. Overall, I mean, it was an enjoyable movie. It wasn't horrible. I feel like I might have enjoyed it more than the Drew Peterson movie. Just gonna throw that out there.
I did not know what I was getting into. I had no clue. You won the coin flip.
Yeah. Well, I was like, we gotta do something really quick. We gotta throw something together really quick. We're recorded in like 8 hours, so
yeah.
We need to watch something because we don't want to pay $15 to watch a Drew Peterson movie that we're never gonna watch again.
No.
Any last minute thoughts on Outrage, starring Rob Lowe and Jennifer Grey and Eric Michael Cole?
They don't make TV movies like this anymore.
No, I wish they did.
Not even like the ridiculous Lifetime ones are like this.
Yeah, I feel, especially NBC and ABC, maybe not so much CBS, but I would say a couple of times a year you would just get these really like suspenseful thrillers.
Yes.
They're great. They're great. You know what? It wasn't high quality cinema, but it kept you entertained on like a Sunday or a Monday or a Tuesday night or whatever night they threw this garbage on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You get to see some like your favorite stars from over the years because it kept people working. You get to see Jennifer Grey and
Bring back the TV movies.
yeah, maybe like DB Sweeney. I'm trying to think of people you'd see in these things.
I mean,
Corbin Burnson, whatever his name is.
this is where like all the soap opera actors used to get like extra gigs and stuff.
Yeah, that's like you wouldn't see Susan Lucci for like I don't know, like 2 weeks on All My Children because she was out filming Ebby or something.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, I'm excited for next week. I don't know, something's fishy. Something's going on here with our selection for next week.
What do you mean?
I don't know, because what are we doing? We're doing a sitcom, a kind of like a 2010 sitcom.
Yes, we're doing. Oh, the Fred Savage one.
Yes, the one with Fred Savage.
Yes.
I don't know why we're doing something recent, but whatever. Yeah, it sounds Fred Savage. He's an attorney, I think, right?
Yeah, he's an attorney. His brother is
An actor.
an actor who played an attorney, so he thinks he can be an attorney in real life.
It was on Fox for one season. It was a one-season wonder.
Yes. It's a one-season wonder.
So what are we doing next week? What's the title of the show?
We are doing The Grinder.
Yes, and this is a show we've actually talked about it quite a bit on the pod, right?
Yes, because I love it. I love this show.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun.
I love this show. Like, it is so much fun. I have it all on my iTunes, so I can pull it up on my Apple TV and watch it, and it's fun.
Yeah, so join us next week when we watch Fred Savage in Fox Presents The Grinder.
Yes.
All right. Where can you follow our wild ass adventures, Kat Alstead, the author? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Tumblr at A Very Special Podcast, along with Facebook, Instagram at A Very Special Podcast. Twitter is very podcast. You can find us on any kind of podcast app you found us, so subscribe, review. We've got a Patreon if you want to check that out for all its glory.
Yeah, shout out to that person who left us a hot 5-star review in January. We salute you. Thanks for listening to us. We totally appreciate it. So leave us only 5-star reviews. If you're gonna leave anything less, just email us or tweet us. We'll work it out that way. All right. And as always, girl, as always,
Bye!
watch the skies for Tom Casey walking down the street to the hospital to visit his wife. Well, I guess you'd watch the streets. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like you should be watched out for, like, flying Jeffries through the window.
That is true. All right, yeah. All right, hold on. We'll rewind. And as always, girl, as always,
Bye!
watch the skies for flying Jeffries coming out the window.